And they can probably hear us.
Alright.
Yeah, they can totally hear stuff.
Hello, Internet!
Hello, internets. I should probably tweet this.
How's it going, eh?
Maybe you should do Claudia.
In today's episode, Danny will be playing Nancy's character. Nancy will be playing Alicia's character, and Jeff will be playing all of the NPCs while I play Jeff's character.
Yes, I am DM now. Everyone get a vestige. But they're all the
Oh god, he's like Oprah. You get a vestige, and you get a vestige. And you get a vestige. Everybody gets a vestige.
They're all the evil vestiges, though? Go to the Critical Role wiki, it shows like a list of the vestiges we came up with, and there's a number of evil ones.
There's a Critical Role wiki with the vestiges?
I believe so, yeah, that's where I looked at all the vestiges before.
Did they take them out of the book?
Maybe. But like they explain like the vestiges also tell you like basically give you spoilers from the first season of like when each person got them and like what was happening when they got them and stuff and what they used them for and how they were like awoken.
I mean, there's a couple evil vestiges. There's one called Agony, which is for a non-good character.
Yep.
Vestiges? We don't need no stinking vestiges.
There's one called the Circlet of Barbed Vision.
Yep.
Ooh.
But we get all the evil vestiges, and we have to
Yeah,
fight
I think it's kind of
influences.
shitty that somebody put those on a wiki when you have to pay $30 for the book. And
That is.
if it was a Wizards of the Coast book, they'd shut that shit down. But because it's a Green Ronin book, they're probably letting it go.
Yeah.
Total creeps.
Alright, we're gonna go ahead and leave that starting soon thing up there.
I need to go to...
Hey, Misadvent! A whole year! Holy shit! And why was that way over there? Why did that go way over there? Ooh, that's way out of place. Haha, I didn't play with this, guys. You gotta come over here there, bud. Oh, hey, bud. There we go, that one's there. Stream elements. Where are you at? Oh, you're the whole thing. I said, way the fuck over there? Hey, Misadventure, thank you so much for the 1-year subscription. I hope you're doing good this weekend. I know you had to go travel for a funeral, so I hope everything's going well. Apparently my alert wanted to pop up in the weirdest fucking place imaginable. Not where I originally had it put. Now I'm curious. Why? Why you do this to me, Stream Elements? Alright guys, bear with me a minute while I figure out why it did a thing. As a pre-stream. It should have been in the right spot. I don't know, it was way the hell over there.
It should have been Stream Elementary, my dear Watson.
No, you're so funny.
I know.
That's right. I don't know. I bet it was Streamlabs. But the alert shouldn't be doing subs though. It should just literally be doing the donations. The donations.
I keep half expecting Jeff to just completely go all the way over backwards.
Right? Because his chair is like, nope. Yeah, it should be doing just Tiltify donations. Alright, well that was a weird spot for that to happen in, but I will figure that crap out later. I've done my due diligence to look and see what the hell's going on. I shouldn't have done that. So we'll hope it doesn't do it any weirdly again. That is good English right there, guys. That is some excellent English right there.
So I've been rewatching the show, the first season, and they just killed Thordak.
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I still didn't understand Sam having Scanlan do drugs. Like, I don't know.
For comedy.
I guess.
What show is this?
Critical Role.
Critical Role.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. I haven't watched those guys in a long time. I want to.
I bought the art book. The fan art book.
The newest one?
Nice.
Or the first round? Volume 1 or Volume 2?
Probably Volume. It's whatever there was on sale in the store a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, this is probably Volume 2. Okay.
I'll be right back, guys. Talk to whomever is in chat, and then we'll go ahead and bring up your lovely faces.
So who is in chat? It's Ms. Adventure. And aren't we a scintillating bunch?
Oh my gosh.
Sparkling conversation, rapier wit.
Woo!
All of us are Sam Riegels in our own rights.
Got nothing on us.
Right? We can take him down, take him off his comedy high horse.
Yeah, who the hell does he think he is anyway?
Right?
I know. I mean, come on.
He's just this guy, you know?
He's just this guy, you know?
Well, actually, realistically, he's just this guy.
Stop.
Okay, guys, let's do this. Let's do this thing called D&D. Hello, Twitch. Hello, viewers. Hello, everybody. Hello, Miss Adventure, who is there in the chat. Hello, random people who have done nothing so far in chat. How you doing? How's your day? How's your weekend? How's everything going? Announcements. Let me bring up something so I can do the announcements and not sound like a complete dumbass. Too late.
You know, I wasn't going to say it.
I know. You were thinking it, though.
Yes,
I knew you were thinking it. It's alright. It's okay.
Yep.
Hey guys, as always, I run my tabletop RPGs on my channel for charity, and this month, December, we are continuing Toys for Tots. It's a very crucial month for Toys for Tots because they try to get everything in and ready to go before Christmas so they can get the gifts to children in need. So, if you have any spare change, by all means, click on the Donate to Charity. It'll take you to Tiltify. $1, $2, 50 cents. I really don't care. Give some money to kids so they can have a semi-decent Christmas and not feel like they're being left out. If you do, and you do give more than, you know, $1 or $2, you can look at the list of donations and see what your donation can benefit the players or the DM. $1 will give them a common magic item, which includes a healing potion and like 1 or 2 other potions that are available. $2 will give a player or NPC, an NPC would be me, advantage or disadvantage on their rolls. $3 is 1 temporary uncommon magic item that will run through the length for the duration of the charity we are currently backing, and that's basically the end of December for that. Or $3 can give a D10 inspiration dice to a player or NPC. What that does is if a player rolls or D20 and they don't know that they've met what the DC is for that item, either be attack or a perception check or whatever kind of check, they can add a D10 to that to increase their roll. $5 will give a critical success or failure, that's a natural 20 or a natural 1, to a player or an NPC. Again, I am the NPCs. Or $5 can do a temporary rare magical item. Buyer's choice. So if you want to look at the list down there in Don John's Magic Items list, the link is in the bottom of that. $10 you can give me an NPC to use. So you can create an NPC, you can give me a character sheet that you have stashed away somewhere you want to see in a campaign online. Just throw it my way and let me know what you want done with it. If you want me to, like, kick the crap out of Koltesh, provided he comes back to life, I'll do that.
We're putting him in a robot dragon. That's how he's coming back.
Now, that's an NPC. Now, if you really want to kick the crap out of him, you can make a villain for $15.
Yep.
If you want to, like, an NPC is going to be somebody of equal or lesser power, but if you want to, like, beat the ever-loving shit out of them, you can give me a villain. And that can be human, non-human. It'll be, like, some rando. It can be Minotaur. I don't really care. So that's what we got. We haven't played the month. It's been a hot minute. Between holidays, traveling, random stuff going on. It hasn't happened. So, here we are back again. Koltesh is still dead. The group has teleported to God knows where.
He's valiantly remaining dead.
So that's what I got. Who would like to recap last month?
Koltesh is dead? No.
Actually, Koltesh was kind of the big person last month, so...
We fought against an army, but Koltesh challenged the leader of the army to one-on-one combat, and managed to defeat the boss. Then, because the bad guys are bad guys, they attacked anyway afterwards. And the summoned creature that was summoned by the bad guy almost got its ass kicked, but inevitably killed Koltesh.
Jake!
And
sorry.
we managed to escape by the skin of our teeth. The rest of us, at least, out through the teleportation portal. And now we're in a random area that is connected to that teleportation with two of the people from the keep and Koltash's body. But luckily his soul is trapped in the little heart piece gems we have on our chest.
I need to give Danny access to Claudia's sheet. Hold on a second. Oh yes, and
Danny
as
is now
any good
Claudia.
As any good soap opera, the part of Claudia will now be played by Danny.
Do not expect miracles.
Yes!
Claudia is now possessed by the soul of Koltesh.
Claudia now has a nice beard.
And is now a multi-class fighter and sorcerer.
Let's see here. It can be controlled.
A fighterer.
To north. There we go. Alright, you should have Claudia's sheet now. Just in case you need to make any rolls or anything.
So now we have to figure out how to put Koltesh back in his body.
Alright, we specifically left off
Put
last time.
Koltesh back in Edwina's bowl.
You teleported into a room
No,
from the keep, and the room is dark.
As I said, anywhere but here!
You did say anywhere but here. The room is dark that you teleported into. Everybody but Claudia has dark vision, right?
Yeah, I've dark vision.
Yes, I believe
Okay.
so.
Oh, everybody but Claudia and a few of the NPCs. So, for Recall and Basil, the walls around you are crafted of some kind of stone or sand blocks. And you do recall, Basil recalls the look of the stone. Recall does not, because Recall has never been here. It is very reminiscent of Masano's construction.
Um, it's Alette, and who else is with us?
Alette, Elaine, Benjorna is not there because Benjorna got other people
Yeah.
gone. So Alette, Elaine, Bob, you guys, Koltash's body. Let me get Claudia to make a perception check for me. With disadvantage, because it's dark and she can't see in the dark.
Who's gonna make a... Claudia?
Claudia.
Oh, that... Right.
That's you, boo.
It's okay.
Perception check for Claudia. Claudia can't see in the dark.
She can't, and it was with disadvantage, so... Claudia reaches out, looking for Alistair. And her hand hits metal. Smooth metal. Large, smooth metal. She is currently rubbing her hand in the dark on Bob.
What are you doing, Claudia? Why are you touching Bob?
I was not trying to touch Bob. Alistair. Alistair.
No answer.
I think he got out with the other crew. Maybe.
Then he is theoretically safe. Where are we?
Elaine, do you know where you teleported us?
Elaine, well, I mean, you said anywhere but here, and it seemed beneficial at the time to maybe take Koltash somewhere where he knew people that could help him. She kind of gently toes his arm, the armor he's wearing indicates that he's a follower of God damn, I can't remember the name of the fucking gods in this campaign.
That guy.
Sodar.
Indicates he's a follower of Soda, and their primary place of power is here in Sanos.
Well, you made us these necklaces. I'll finger mine a little bit, and you said our soul would get trapped in there. So presumably that's where his soul is. Do you have a way of putting it back in the body?
No.
Oh.
I'm not a cleric. And
Does Jordan know how to do it? I mean, you guys made the item.
Jorna's not a cleric or a divine anything either.
Well, if we are in the Sanos, then there are many clerics of Sodar here. The accent's not gonna happen. Just saying.
Aww.
Sorry.
But you were doing so well.
Yes, but it was turning French.
Since hers was turning something weird last time too. Holy shit. Also, thank you for the $70 donation, Danny. Let me
Well, those tots need toys, so.
Yes, they do.
And after the last session, dear God, do we need help?
That is 3 nat 20s and 1 advantage for each player, plus an extra advantage for Basil. So Basil, you get 3 nat 20s and 2 advantages, and everybody else gets 3 nat 20s and 1 advantage. Are you including Alicia in that, or just the
I am.
Figure? Okay.
Oh, thank you.
I didn't want to do math.
Okay.
Math is hard.
looks weird again. Oh, nope, never mind. There we go.
Who what?
The sheet was just loading. It was taking forever.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we need a cleric.
What did it over there?
But I'll give it a shot. But if we are in Mysonos, then where in Mysonos are we?
Wherever our circle was placed. We don't have a strong hold in Mysonos, so we haven't had a great deal of contact. We could be theoretically somewhere outside of Mysonos.
Well, is there a door? Somebody look.
Yeah, Claudia can't see.
I'll take a look.
Alright. Make a perception check if you would, please.
Perception, I shall. Ikebimb. Oh wait, sorry,
Oh
wrong
my
one.
god. Oh, that's performance, thank
That's
god!
performance, sorry. Alright, let's try that again here.
You still rolled a natural 1 in there somewhere.
As usual.
This is going to go so well.
Oh, that's persuasion. Hold on.
Oh.
Doesn't matter.
I am
It's been a
just
minute.
having
Jesus Christ,
a moment. God, there we go.
No, your first perception roll came through as a 15.
Okay. Okay.
But it was
They all do
performance.
begin with P's.
It was performance, perception, persuasion, perception, perception. You're 15. You look around, and you don't immediately see a doorway.
Oh. Apparently not.
However, as you are a dwarf,
Uh-huh.
and you have an affinity to stone,
Okay.
you continue looking, and you run your hands along the walls, and the walls they are made of bricks, but they're so tightly compacted that there is almost no seam.
Ooh.
Until you reach an area where there is a seam that seems to be wide enough and tall enough for somebody to walk through if they are not incredibly tall, or if they're not over average height.
Okay. I will pass this along. Hey, guys. Fellow travelers.
Alright.
Well, can you open it?
I can certainly try.
Okay.
I'll give it a shot in the dark.
Alright. So you go to, there's no door handle, it's just a flat surface seamed with another flat surface.
I can push on it?
You can push on it.
Okay.
And you push, and there's no give. Make a strength check.
Okay. That starts with an S.
It does.
Alright.
17. Okay. That's a save there, lady.
But it doesn't look like she's proficient in it, so it's the same as a check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you dig your feet in and give a good heave on the door, and you hear the of stone on stone scraping.
Oh. Okay.
And the door, the entire thing pushes out several inches.
Okay.
At this point in time, Alette sees what you were doing and comes to assist you.
Okay.
So go ahead and do another strength check with advantage.
All right.
I'll let Bob help.
19. Alette's a little bit taller than you are, being a half-elf, and you being a dwarf. So she takes the high ground as far as like pushing on top of the door, and you hear the scraping sounds again, and you push the door out another 5 to 6 inches, and you can see some light shining through the cracks at this point. You continue to push. It takes you several minutes to push this solid block out of the way.
Okay.
And what you see on the other side is not a city. It is what looks like dead grassland, and a wind blown, not a desert land per se, but it's very dry. The grass is very brittle and almost dead.
Can I tell temperature-wise? Is it cool, warm?
It's pretty warm. The wind is, it's not like opening an oven door, but it's pretty warm.
Okay. Would I have any idea, as in like recognizing any of it?
Probably not.
Okay.
I don't know that you've ever been to Masanos or thereabouts.
Okay.
The surrounding areas. And as you continue looking around, this is the only structure that you see.
Okay.
There are a few areas that look like there might have been a structure there, but have since been torn down. You can even see a small outline of a jagged, damaged wall.
Okay. All right. Well, are you guys? Have you guys been following me, or do I need to come back and let you guys fill you guys in?
I'm following.
Okay.
With Bob. I basically put Coltash, or asked to help putting Coltash's body on Bob.
Okay.
Because I couldn't
inside
lift
the room.
Coltash. The door's the door's big enough for shorter people to get through?
Yeah. It's about the door is about 5 foot tall.
Bob with Coltash on the back could get through the door, I think.
Okay, probably be a tight squeeze. But Coltash is dead, so
We can just pretzel him up, you know.
We could put Coltash, long ways. Put Coltash long ways, like hot dog style. Put Coltash hot dog style, not perpendicular. So lay him like hot dog style over the back of Bob and have Bob walk slowly until we get out of this barricaded room.
Have him do the crawl on the ground like they're dragging their belly.
Yeah, you like slow crawls.
Thank you. No, but that's.
And that's when Bob's hind legs get caught because he's doing like the weird dog hip thing.
Yeah. Wait.
Well, more like a cat where they like they're.
I know when they're doing the low creep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The low creep cat thing. So, because I feel like dragons are more like cats than dogs anyway.
Yeah. Well, I mean, dogs and cats, the hind legs have the same mechanics.
But yeah, so we'll follow that.
And if there's light now that the door is open, I'm assuming,
Yeah.
Claudia can see, and she's going to, I guess, if Bob gets stuck, help shove Bob out the door from behind.
Who's helping Basil put Coltash's dead weight body on Bob?
We're called.
You're already outside. You're already
that's
outside.
Right.
Is Elaine outside as well?
Elaine's like this big and weaker than Claudia, probably.
No, the strong one who helped with the door.
Alette.
Alette.
She stepped out too.
Okay. If we can't manage, I guess we'll have to drag his body.
Okay. Make a strength check, Basil, with advantage. We'll say Claudia's helping.
Pull him by the cape, you know. Danny's like, I hate you.
18. Okay.
Not bad.
18. It takes some. I mean, with an 18, even it takes a little bit because it's Koltash's dead weight, and he weighs a lot. And you're trying to hoist him over your head onto Bob. While Claudia is just trying to get him up to probably lower or upper midriff area onto Bob.
Okay.
So yeah, you get him up there, draping he's basically straddling like arms and legs draped down one side.
Yeah, he's like, whoa, like that, like just draped over. Like he had a really long bender, and he's still passed out from drinking.
The indignity they're putting Koltash through.
It's not indignity.
Gotta love the respect.
I'm not the one abusing the body over here. Freaking Recall over here is just like, well, he's dead, so blah 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 blah. Putting a smile on his face finally, and shit like that. So where are we?
So you step outside, and you see the same thing that Recall and Alette saw, with the landscape, very dry, arid. The grass is nearly dead, but not. I mean, it's holding on by a thread. This is the only intact building that you can see, and around this building there are several ruined and demolished walls and buildings, and then there's a jagged, destroyed wall. It looks like it went around a compound, sort of.
Now these destroyed walls and stuff, do they look like they've been there a while, or is this like more recent demolition, or can we tell?
Oh, well, make an investigation check for me.
Ah, that's an eye. Okay. There we go. Not intimidation.
Investigation 7. It is difficult for you to tell.
Okay. So, Recall asked, do any of you recognize this area at all?
I've never been here.
Okay, I don't believe I have either.
I get them mixed up. Who is Elaine and who is Alette? As
Alette
far as who brought us here.
Alette is the warrior. Elaine is the mage.
Okay. So Claudia will ask Elaine, so you were trying to bring us close to where someone could help Koltash. Do you know how close we got? At all? Any clue? Little hint.
Little hint. Alright. Elaine looks around and, well, the last time I was here, this was a standing and fairly prosperous estate.
Oh, so you have been here before. Where is here?
We are northeast of Masanos. Roughly... Where's my damn tool to tell me distances? No snap. About 30 miles northeast.
Well, then I suppose we should start walking towards Masanos. Yes?
Do you have supplies? Do you have water?
Do you?
No.
We have basic rations, I believe, still.
I have never been to Masanos.
Yes, you have.
Oh, we have? Okay.
Yeah,
I have never been
cool.
to Masanos from this way.
Masanos is where you met Nob, and Koltash got his armor.
Yes. Yes. Are we near
Well,
that mountain where he got his armor?
if you look to the southeast,
Okay.
you can make out the very small range in the distance.
Okay. I will point
looks-
at that.
So when you're looking at it, it is very similar to what you're seeing from what you see if you're standing in Masanos. You're about 30 miles
Are we up
or
here?
so away. No, you're up in this general vicinity.
Oh, we're up there. Okay.
Yeah, if you're looking southeast. 'Cause I think the mountain range is about, it's about 40 miles, and you're about 30 miles-ish northeast.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I will
make it
tell
about the
them,
same range.
if we head to those mountains, I think we could possibly find our way to Masanos. But that is very roundabout, as it was at least 40 miles from the...
Yeah, it's a landmark you can see. If you look to the direction of Masanos, you don't see Masanos. So that's up to y'all.
I don't see we have much choice. I think we should be doing that.
Well, we do have a choice, Elaine. We do know that there is a transportation circle in Masanos because we have been there. Can you take us there from here?
I'll be back.
No, I cannot. I don't know what the sigils are for that circle.
Well, that is unfortunate.
And if it's a trade circle, then it's going to be quite busy, and you don't want to meet somebody magically in a transportation circle.
I know.
It'll
It
end
was
up like
just
the
an
fly.
idea.
Said you'll end up like the fly.
Help me. Claudia will look around and see if there's... if this is an estate, or was an estate... I mean, how ruined does it look?
It has been pretty beat up. Make an investigation check.
I mean, does it look like fire was involved anywhere on the stone?
A 10.
Smack dab in the middle.
Smack dab in the middle. Yes. As you glance around, and this is just a cursory glance, and you're looking around, aside from what you've seen before, you can see weapon marks in the wall, specifically slashes that look like they were made by either a sword or an axe. You can also see indentations in some of the walls that look like a blunt object's hit it. Some of the indentations are very large.
How recent?
With a 10, I will say you're not sure, but it doesn't look like there's a lot of wear on the stone where it broke. a lot of the cracks and breaks are still very squared off.
Jagged and not weathered.
Correct.
Okay. Well, perhaps we should search the estate, search the buildings to see if we can find any supplies that might be of any use. Whose estate was this, anyway?
I agree.
Oh, I honestly don't recall. You'd have to ask Minjorna.
I think that's not necessary.
And not necessarily possible right now.
Even if it were possible, I don't think it would be necessary.
Alright, so you're going to search the estate. You're going to look around and see if there's anything useful.
Yeah. I mean, how many buildings are there?
There are...
Looking for storage buildings, perhaps the kitchen.
I'm going to...
This is the only building standing.
Oh, this is the only building standing.
The place where the teleportation circle is located is the only building standing.
Is there shape?
Shape to what?
Hold on.
That's right, guys. Jeff's armpit on Twitch just for you. All armpit, all day.
You know, we haven't had a chance to rest or anything, right? So
No.
we're still...
No.
Okay. So Recall is still down to 13 hit points. Okay.
Yep. And you're down those spell slots to teleport to and from Koltesh's body.
Gotcha.
That's right, folks. The All Armpit All Day channel, now available on Twitch.
Now we have the
Yeah, the pensive,
Michelangelo
the pensive look.
It's the pits of despair.
Are there broken shells of buildings?
Yeah, there's some broken shells.
So I want to have Bob kind of like let Koltesh slide off softly, and I'll help guide kind of the body into like a shaded area, and then I want to like fly up on Bob and try and get more of an aerial view of the area to see if there are any well-traveled paths or anything like that.
You drop Koltesh's body off in the shadowed area of this building that you came out of, and take flight. And as you are looking down, make a perception check for me, please.
Okay.
Wait, Koltesh's foot just twitched.
Just start beating him with the jab. Go back in the body.
Bad Koltesh.
And 11.
Start fluttering his cape. Maybe this will bring him back to life.
Shining his
Koltesh's
armor.
body just laying there. The cape is like splayed out by his head. Go!
We can end up Bernie's this.
You could. You can't stop you.
Nope.
Alright, so an 11. You
My
take
lifeless body is yours to abuse as you see fit.
I should have invented or tinkered a spy piece, but
But you didn't, Blanche. You didn't.
I didn't. Nope, I didn't think about it.
So you,
That would
you
take
fly
some
up.
time.
You fly up, and you're looking around and surveilling the area, and you look down directly into this like little compound. Has Recall or Claudia moved further away from that building?
Oh, I would think, yeah, Recall would have.
Okay.
She's looking around.
And what about Claudia?
Claudia is looking at the building that we came out of to see what else is left of it and what can be searched of this building.
Okay. So as you look down, Basil, you see Recall moving through the ruined compound or estate. You don't see Alette. You don't see Elaine. You don't see Koltesh's body. You don't see Claudia. And you don't see the building you just exited.
Huh. That's interesting.
I go back down on the ground.
Okay.
And I go back towards the building where I thought the building was.
Okay. You make your way back that way, and at some point, it becomes visible.
Huh. Interesting. Okay. So we're safe in this area because it has some sort of cloaking spell on it. Some sort of illusion spell that keeps it hidden.
Yeah, while you were up in the air, you noticed that like where you thought the building was a good 15-20 feet from the compound.
Gotcha.
And for Claudia searching this building, I'm not gonna make you roll for it because the building is literally, it just houses that teleportation circle. There is nothing else there.
Is there any indication of some kind of path that may have connected it at one time to the rest of the estate?
There is. You can see an area that looks like it's like indented a little bit, but not obvious indented. And some of that has the wind has blown sand and dust over it to hide some of it.
Okay. She's going to go back inside this little, I guess, bunker.
Okay.
And look to see if now that there's some light coming in, if there is any trapdoor or other way out that would have allowed you to get out of here without having to open the door to the outside.
Make an investigation check.
You know what? She's going to use a nat 20. I paid for the damn thing.
Well, Alicia's down 2 now. Down to 2.
Well, actually, she's been saving them up. She's got a stash.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, she's been saving them after that last nat 20 she used and her mom joined her on a mission. Nat 20s don't always go your way.
You, my dear DM, are a genie. You will take the wish and twist it as much as possible.
No, she made the speech that says this is what wind guards do.
I know.
And then used a nat 20 and her mom's like, no, you're absolutely right. I should join you because it's what wind guards do. She didn't have to use a nat 20.
But you know full well that that's not what she intended.
Uh-huh.
Your point being.
And that's my point.
The DC after that emboldened speech, the DC was very low. And then she's like, I'm gonna use a nat 20. I'm like, alright. She said the right words. And then used a nat 20 anyways. So, nat 20 for the investigation. You are searching around this little room. And that's not a little room. It's like 15 by 15. And the teleportation circle covers almost the entire floor. So you know that there's very likely nothing in the floor that would break that circle.
Right, it'll be like in a corner or something.
Mm-hmm.
If it's anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Or if the walls are thick enough, there could be a secret passage.
Yep. You don't find anything in the floor. However, you do find a few things in the wall. Nothing big enough for like an exit. It's like small cubbies that have stuff, like the stone has been stuffed in and the seams filled in as best as they can to make it almost invisible to the naked eye. But Claudia, in her determination, walked around as like poking at shit, and some of the filling has fallen out, and she now finds that there are some cubbies in the walls.
Okay. She will pick one at random, I suppose.
Okay.
Perhaps one of the ones closest to the door.
Okay. She picks one of the cubbies closest to the door.
And she will carefully just kind of be a little more intrusive with her investigation. Just, I mean, is it going to break open inward, outward? Is there is it something that you push? Is it a...
It's almost like, so she was pushing on it, so something slid in, so it's almost like there's a brick there that you can slide out.
Okay.
And there's clearly space behind it.
Okay, how can you slide it out if it's...
At this point, I would say use a dagger and wedge it out.
Okay. No. She's not going to do that.
Okay.
Because she has Mage Hand as a cantrip.
Oh, there you go.
She will cast her Mage Hand and gently pull it out.
Or Mage Hand behind and push it out.
Yes. However is most effective.
Okay. So Claudia crafts a Mage Hand, and pushes this roughly brick-sized piece of sandstone out, and it catches it before it hits the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And inside there is you can see a rolled up parchment.
The hell?
Don't forget your Black Friday sale! 3 weeks ago!
Yeah, right? Exactly.
There is a rolled up parchment inside, and you can see a few other baubles.
Okay.
Shit.
Mage Hand those out.
Okay. Mage Hand
very
reaches
carefully.
in. So you cast
one
Mage
at a
Hand
time.
again?
Yes. Mage
Alright,
cantrip,
so you
so I
cast
can just do it unlimited times.
Well, the other Mage Hand was holding the brick, so you cast it again, it drops the brick, and reappears. Because I think that's like the light spell, you can only have one going at a time.
Right.
And reaches in and grabs the items out of
one
the cubby.
one by one.
Okay, which one are you going for first?
The scroll.
The scroll. So you reach in, grab the scroll, and
Put the
float it
scroll
over
in.
to Claudia?
The mage hand will put the scroll in Claudia's hand.
Okay.
And then we'll continue to bring the rest of the items out one at a time, doing the exact same thing, bringing it out and putting it in her hand. Okay. And she will be stashing these for investigation once this little cubby is cleared out.
All right. So you get the scroll, and you get a pendant and a ring that were the baubles inside the cubby.
Okay. So it's a scroll, a pendant, and a ring?
Yes.
Okay, how many other cubbies are there?
There's a good handful. So we're talking like 12 by 12 room. So there are 3 walls that are at least 12 feet long.
Okay.
And there are cubbies everywhere.
Oh. Well,
like they're spaced out. They're spaced out so you have a brick here, and then right above it, the same width of that brick is another one, and then above that is of the same width as another one, and then it's basically a pattern, a checkerboard style pattern on the wall. So there's room to put stuff in and then hide it.
Okay, well, she will, now that she has cleared this one cubby, she will put the brick back.
Okay.
And she will just start going one at a time and checking every single one to see what's in them.
You guys spend the next, 12 hours with Claudia opening every single cubby.
Just finding treasures, just stealing people's shit.
I'm not going to give an arbitrary number because I'm going to have to do the math at some point to tell you how many cubbies there are. Oh, man.
I'm still scouting. Like, I'll even like venture out in directions.
Okay.
To like venture in the direction of like if I'm looking directly at the mountains, I'm gonna go have them on my right and on my left, and maybe go an hour's travel out and an hour's travel out in either way.
Okay.
To see if I can't see some sort of trading route travel or something like that.
Okay. So
or farming groups. Some sort of civilization.
As you're traveling south, you do notice that there is a path. It's not a proper road. Okay. It is a path style, like wide enough for a cart.
Basically a worn path from continual usage.
Yeah. Okay. That is heading off into the southwest.
Okay.
You also notice a path that is heading directly south.
And that's the direction of from where we're looking, the mountains are southeast.
Yep. Yeah, there's a you recall there's a much smaller village between Masanos and the mountain range.
Okay. And that the worn path was southwest.
Yeah. Alright, so we have 6-inch cubbies, 12-foot wall.
Spells do I have?
6 going that way. 3 inches tall.
Too bad I didn't take Goodberry as a. No, that's a druid spell. Well, I gotta look at because I can change out my druid spells as long as they're still level 1 druid spells.
That is correct.
So let me look at
you can do that daily.
Yeah, let me look at some level 1 druid spells.
You've kind of blown off your whole druidic origin.
Yeah.
But it's still there.
It is still there.
Let's see, that's gonna be
Entangle. This was. Oh, they put the spore druid into the Ravinica book. That class is dirty. 2 for 7.
I have not seen the new books yet.
What new books?
The new Wizards of the Coast books.
Ah.
Oh, Jesus. Alright, so one wall, like the back wall, there's 216 cubbies.
Oh!
Sweet Lord.
Okay. Alright, I've had an incomplete understanding of the scope.
I said it's going to take like 12 hours.
Can she detect magic? Because I would just open the ones that have magic things in them.
No, she cannot.
Oh, shit. I mean, I could if I chose that spell, but...
Alright, so there are a total of 844 cubbies in this room.
Oofda.
Well, if we stop being careful about it, will that cut down on the time?
Nope, because you gotta go through 844 cubbies.
Is the whole building made of cubbies?
Yeah. Yeah, there's on the back wall there's 216, and on the side wall there's 216. That's floor to ceiling, and then the width. Wow. So there's 36 cubbies going up a row, and then 6 across.
Well...
And then on the 2 walls, on the wall that houses the door, there's only 98 on either side of the door.
Well, let's say I spent 4 hours flying.
Well then, yeah.
Hour back, hour out,
okay.
Hour back to determine.
Do you want to look at the? Do you want to look at the items you've already pulled to see if it's even worth your time?
Yes.
Okay.
But you got 4 hours. And
yeah.
then
So
I figure I'm probably going to say, let's go, I found us a way.
Well, I mean, we're still on the first one, so Claudia's going to take a look at what exactly she has here.
Okay.
And she just may not mention that the cubbies are there, other than the one.
Okay. So, what are you looking at first?
The scroll.
The scroll. Okay. It is, the scroll is sealed with wax, and there is an imprint in the wax that you recognize from the ring that you pulled out.
Okay.
Do you break the seal?
Well, in that case, she's going to examine the ring.
All right.
And see if she has an idea of what the seal is.
Okay. Make a history check. Damn. You vaguely recognize it as a moderately popular family sigil from Nicopolis.
Okay, and if it's Nicopolis, odds are Claudia would know who the family is if there's a signet involved.
Yeah, it's a moderately popular family. That's what I got for you right now.
Oh, you don't have a family name?
I don't have the family name yet. I didn't know you were going to dig around in there.
Oh. You should know better by now.
I certainly wasn't going to come up with 480 some odd things for you to find.
You should know better by now. The pendant?
The pendant is just a very simple sapphire pendant.
Okay, nothing fancy looking about it?
Gold chain, And a gold set for the pendant to set in.
And is there any kind of engraving on anywhere on it?
On the pendant? No.
On the back of the setting, on the clasp, on the...
Nope.
Okay. Claudia will break the seal.
Okay. She breaks the seal on the parchment and unrolls
and
it. And
hopefully Alicia will not object to Claudia having done so.
So you break the seal and unroll this parchment and begin reading it. And it starts off like any letter would. My dearest Ariali, I hope this letter finds you well. It is with deepest regret that I have to leave. And it continues to go on, talking about, should this letter come into your possession, it means that I am likely dead. And it is signed, Nevet. Nevet. No family name. As you're scanning it, it does talk about the pendant, that the pendant will come with the letter as a means to help subsidize whatever income you may have.
So the pendant is worth some money.
But this was put in a cave where a teleportation circle was, or is, an escape route, which means this is all like emergency last ditch kind of stuff, theoretically.
Theoretically.
Claudia will keep these three items together.
Okay.
Put them in her belongings with the thought that when she gets back to Nicopolis, she will take them to the addressee.
Okay.
Once you figure out who that is.
Oh, you have the name.
No, last name.
Oh, for the person it's going to, yes.
Yes. And put the brick back and not investigate any further.
Okay. Okay.
Just keeping a mental note of where we relatively are in the world so that she can potentially come back here once the war is over.
Okay.
If she's able to, and investigate more fully.
Okay. So,
So
Basil?
because the size of these means that it's doubtful there are supplies in here that we can use.
Correct.
And the odds of finding said supplies, even if they were in here, are astronomical given the sheer volume of things to investigate.
Come on, it's only 844.
Yeah.
So do you exit the building?
Yes.
Okay. Basil returns after a couple hours of scouting, and finds. Recall, you were looking in like the compound area, right? All right, make me an investigation check, please.
Investigation. There we go.
Yes, that's an I.
That's an I. It sure is.
Today's D&D game brought to you by the letter I and the number 1.
And it's not intimidation or insight.
19. All right, cool. As you're rifling around throughout the compound, you find what was probably a dry storage room.
Oh. Okay.
Where you find underneath some debris a small, relatively small, a few bags of like dried fruits.
Okay.
Dates, apples.
Okay.
Apricots. You also find about a half a pound of flour.
Nice. Okay.
Also, while you're putzing around, make a perception check for me too.
Okay.
While you're looking.
Perception. Boom.
All right. While you are investigating around the compound, you are very careful not to put your foot in the hole in the ground. That is the well.
Oh, hey. All right. Okay. Ah, good deal. Does it appear to be dry or filled in, or is it?
Well, while the what would normally be like the built up with the bucket lowering mechanism is no longer there. It's hard to see into it to see if it's dried up or not.
Okay, I'm gonna look around, see if there's like a stick or a rock or something that I can.
Plenty of rocks.
Okay, I'll just take a small little rock and go. Bloop.
All right, you take a rock and you drop it into the well. Couple moments go by and you hear, bloop.
Awesome. Okay. I will mentally mark it and go back and head for where I think everybody is.
Oh yeah, because when you turn around, that building is gone.
Oh, okay.
You cannot see it.
Okay, and I can't see them, right? So.
Correct.
Okay. Just out of curiosity, I think Recall is going to try to do a basic detect magic spell.
Okay.
You
do a basic detect magic spell, and there is a very large ping.
Okay.
In the direction you believe the building's in.
So I'm going to head for where I thought the building was.
Okay, towards this magical presence that you can sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
And
you leave the compound area, and just after you pass through what would have been like the wall of the estate, 2 or 3 steps after that, you can see the building.
Oh, I like this. This is cool. All right. Then I'm going to head for where I think people are, or were at least.
You can see them now.
I can see them? Okay.
Oh yeah, because you see the building.
Okay.
You can see them.
Okay.
You see Koltesh's body flopped over on the ground in the shade.
I see Koltesh remaining dead. Fine.
Yep. Claudia, you can see Claudia kind of chilling out near the doorway of the building, perusing a letter.
Okay. I believe I found water and some dried food. I believe I found the old well. I haven't tried the water to find out if it's okay or not, but
have I gotten back yet?
You would be arriving back,
I mean, if I haven't, it's fine.
No, not yet.
Thinking that she's doing this while...
Yeah, she's doing that while you're scouting and while Claudia's...
Have Elaine and Alette stayed with us, or did they bail on us?
Elaine and Alette are also looking around the estate area. You can see their movement around the estate.
The dried fruit.
No, they bailed. They're like, fuck this shit, guys. We out.
Well, technically, they have no obligations to us at this point. Just wanted to make sure.
Okay. They will probably not be joining you on your travels, though.
So I'm thinking...
For those of you that noticed, Elaine, in particular, looked a little perturbed by the fact that this estate is, like, in ruin. Okay, sorry, go ahead, Nancy.
Oh, no, that's okay. So I was going to try some of the... a sample of the dried fruit. Or is it still edible?
It's a little extra dried, but it's still edible.
Okay. So I'm gonna basically.
Would you try a date, a apple, or an apricot?
I think an apple.
Okay.
I think I would do that.
All right.
Bad dates.
Seems right.
Okay. I guess let's see, let me check something here real quick. I'm going to look around to see if I can find something like a bucket.
Oh dear, I seem to have trodden in Monsieur's bucket.
A bucket, something to hoist water in. That sort of thing.
You do not find a bucket.
Koltash has a helmet, doesn't he?
He does.
He won't mind. I'm gonna take his helmet.
You also have a gnome that you can lower in.
Oh, true. But he's not here.
Alright, do you have rope?
So, yes, I do. I do have rope. So I'm going to go out back to the well and get some water.
You pry the helmet off of Koltash's cold,
using the sweaty,
head.
bloody helm from the dead half-orc. Quality water.
I don't have a helmet,
Quality.
So...
Well, I can't use my 2 new spells yet until, I rest. So...
And a half-burnt half-orc at that.
I didn't...
As Otis pointed out.
Well, at least you'll get your helmet back clean,
He'll wake up, that's the only thing shiny.
Yeah. It's like, why is this wet?
Oh, God.
Wet orc. Ugh.
Poor Koltash is gonna wake up and he's gonna immediately polish his armor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So you pry the helmet off of Koltash's head and head back towards the well, tying the rope around, because it flares out a little bit.
Okay. I just want to see.
Tie some rope around that and make a little so it's not spilling everywhere.
Sure.
And drop the helmet into the well. Sloshing it around a little bit, hoping to get whatever's on it off.
Orc cracklings.
The orc skins.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like
So, I get back. I tell them.
Yep. Well, you get back and you get back and you see the only one you see is Recall, because of the magic cloaking.
Yeah.
Recall is at a hole in the wall, a hole in the ground, like doing this thing.
I fly over.
Recall
Okay.
what you're doing.
What you doing, Recall?
I think I found a well, and I just wanted to find out if the water is still good. I don't have a bucket, so.
But does she have his helmet?
Yeah.
No, you don't see the helmet. You just see her
Just see
holding
me
a rope,
Okay.
Yeah.
lifting and lowering, hoping to get whatever's on the helmet off before she raises the water out of the well.
Oh, okay.
I'm assuming she would try and clean the bucket through clean the helmet through agitation before.
Yes. Well, I would try
Pulling
to
up.
wipe it off as much as possible
Much you
before
can, yeah.
putting it in there, but yeah.
Oh, she's trying to clean the blood out of the helmet. I got it. I'm with you now.
Through
I'm with you.
agitation, yeah. Agitating the water in the helmet.
No, I'm with you now.
Yeah, it's important, you know.
Well, I'm like, Recall, do you? I've been flying for hours. Do you remember where the hut is, the building?
Oh, I do. It's right over that way, straight.
Okay. I go over there and like as I get to that area to where like the basically I walk through the wall.
Mm-hmm.
I'll dip back out and I'll just kind of make it like in the ground. I'll like just kind of like carve like a line.
You are here, Dot.
Like a basically kind of a cross, like in the or just a plus sign in the ground.
Or perhaps an X to mark the spot.
Yeah. Saying this is where.
Well,
the
it depends on
is.
how you're looking at the plus.
So, and I'll go in and I'll tell Alette and Elaine and
they're also out looking at the. You also saw them looking at the estate.
Okay, then I'll just tell everybody. Kind of flying, zooming my way through.
Okay.
That I found us a trail. I think Bob, what is his flight speed?
30 feet.
Is it 30 feet? Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't justify a 60-foot flight speed.
Okay. Alright, I'll tell them that it's about an hour's march from here.
Wait, what's an hour's march?
That road I saw.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It's a road.
It's a road.
And
It's a trap.
I think it'll lead us to at least some sort of form of civilization that could lead us to Mysanos, or at least some sort of place we could hole up for the night that isn't the middle of this blessed desert where Recall is attempting to obtain water after she's polluted it with somebody's blood.
Sweat. And
sweat. Yeah, exactly.
And half
I did try to wipe it off before I got it in there.
Yeah, but still. And I tell them, I'm like, if we'd rather wait here for the night, in the morning I can create us fresh water and good berries.
I have dried fruit.
What time of day is it?
And flour.
It is.
Because I don't remember when we battled. What time of day it was when we battled.
It was evening. It was right before evening because it took them all day to bust a little bit of that gate open.
Okay.
With their inept firing.
So
Otis,
it's
you
nighttime.
rolled for shit. No, it's not nighttime. It is like mid-morning because you went west.
Oh, okay. So it's like going to California. If you leave here at 8 p.m., you go to California. Oh, look, it's still daytime. It's magic.
Yeah. It's like mid-morning.
Okay. But we're all pretty freaking exhausted.
Yeah.
I put it to the group. We can march.
Your internal clocks say it's
bedtime.
Well after dinner time.
Yeah. I put it to the group. We can march for an hour and possibly find an inn of sorts to crash at. Or we could crash here, and we're pretty safe. There seems to be some sort of illusion masking this place.
I would say stay here, because no one can find us.
But I mean, we still
stumbling on us.
We still need to get Koltash back, and the longer we wait, the worse his body's gonna get.
True.
Claudia will ask Alette to let you were familiar with this place in the past. Therefore, it stands to reason you were perhaps familiar with the surrounding area. Were you? And if so, was there any kind of town or inn or anything that you recall?
Alette will, no, we tend to make our holdings, outside of civilization. You're familiar with our estate outside of Claudiopolis. It's a day's ride or more. We tend to not, due to the nature of what we do, tend to not be near civilizations.
Oh, so this was your estate?
I mean, not mine, but it was part of our network.
Well, where did you bring supplies from? Were they brought in through the teleportation circle?
Some were brought in magically. Sometimes whomever lived here would make their way into town and purchase supplies and keep up on news in the area.
And where was the town?
Mesanos. It was a day trip.
Ah.
Well, an overnight trip. Day there, day back. Roughly.
Well, then, if it is a day's trip, as tired as many of us are, and as much as we need some of us to rest, I believe we should stay here hidden until nightfall, sleep, and then head for Mesanos in the morning.
Sounds fair. I would also, and this is Alette talking still, I'd like to find out why our estate was destroyed. So, really, that person actually left a fucking voicemail? Whatever. So yes, you will all rest here this evening and do what we need to do in the morning.
So, long rest.
Yep. You make a very basic. Are you gonna make a camp, or are you just gonna kind of sleep in the building?
Well, I think we're going to probably sleep in the building and take advantage of the hidden.
Well, there's a good 15-20 feet around the building that is also hidden. It's a pretty big fucking dome.
I'm gonna give him his helmet back.
Do you put it on right, or you put it on backwards?
No, I put it on right. I've seen it on his head, so.
But now there's trickles of water streaming down
Koltash is crying.
His face. Cleaning random streaks down his cheeks.
Don't say I didn't ever give you anything.
So you guys spend the rest of the day here.
Because his skin is greenish gray, you can't really tell that he's dead.
True. You spend the rest of the day here. The smell must be lovely. Yes, Otis.
Okay, I guess we're resting.
Dead.
Yeah, he's only been dead for like an hour.
Couple hours. Yeah,
a couple hours. It's not. It's not like it's actually been a month.
Well, thank God for that.
So there's no ripe smell. I mean, he's soot covered from having been so close to the Cinder Knight. His armor is soot covered. Luckily, due to its magical nature, the cloak has not been burned. It's got dirt and soot on it, but there's no singe marks. It's fully intact. So you guys spend the rest of the day here, looking around, and Alette and Elaine particularly doing what they can to look around the estate. When night falls, Elaine joins you near the building. Alette does not. So what would you guys like to do? It is evening, right before your long rest. Is there anything else you guys want to do?
I will clean Coltash's armor.
Aww.
Not polish it, just clean it.
Just clean it. Alright,
Yeah.
so you're just prestidigitationing.
I don't have that.
Oh. Somebody in the group does.
Claudia does.
I mean, Claudia does, but
Okay, so you're just wiping the soot away. So you're not actually like magically cleaning. Okay.
yeah, I have 6 water skins.
Actually, Raquel does too.
Yeah,
She has
Do you really?
I have 6
Oh,
water skins
prestidigitation.
and 2 rations. So,
You have plenty of water, but not a whole lot of food.
well, I will have good berry in the morning, so there's no point.
Okay.
Yeah, but I will clean up his armor, wash his face and any visible wounds.
Claudia will not assist Basil because she figures that polishing his armor gives Coltash a sense of purpose. And if we ever are able to bring him back from death, it'll give him something to do to take his mind off what he went through.
Mind off of dying.
It may also be said that it's probably a very personal experience for him. Very meditative.
Yes,
For him.
In a way, it's how he prays.
Okay.
So I'll do that.
I don't recall if anybody did this, but is the pendant still on Coltash's body?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you leaving Coltash outside of the building, or are you taking him in?
If we're camping inside the building, we'll bring him in to keep him out of the weather.
Claudia is not going to spend the night outside.
Okay. Well, I mean,
She is going to spend the night in a protected area.
Okay.
I will stay outside with Bob.
Okay.
Raquel's just gonna sing.
And build a little fire and make sure that it's still underneath that illusion zone.
Okay. You build a fire. You step outside the zone. You don't see a fire.
Okay.
You do, however, like zone, 30 feet up, see the diminishing smoke appear.
Well, I will do one
rising out of nowhere.
Yeah, I will do one last scan in the air and our surroundings to make sure there's no animals, people, enemies, the like.
Okay.
Just one last check for danger before.
You take to the air with Bob one more time. Scanning the area. Make a perception check for me. 17. You don't see anything in the area that would pose a threat.
Okay, good.
All right. Wait, why is chat not showing up in the thing? God damn it. Anyway. That's gonna annoy the crap out of me. You guys, make your camps, do your things. You move Koltesh's body into the building?
Yeah.
Okay. With Claudia.
Opposite corners.
Opposite corners, okay. And Rakal is just singing. Is Rakal going to join them in the building, or is Rakal going to... Okay.
Yeah, she'll be in the building.
And making sure that we stay in the corners and not on the circle, just in case.
Okay. So you make camp, and spend the night in the building, around the building. Basil, you're the only one that stays outside. You notice that Alette does not join the group at all throughout the night.
Okay.
And then morning comes, the sun rises. Basil, you were probably going to be the first to wake because you're the one outside, and are the one that had the light hits first.
Okay. If anybody has any empty wineskins they want to fill or anything like that, I can create water. And if we have
has one water skin, but I believe it's probably still
full.
Do
we have any sort of container that isn't Koltash's helmet? Are there any containers in the building at all?
No, recall it a search.
Okay. Do I have anything on me that might contain 10 gallons of water? That would be... Well, what do I got in my robe of useful items? I got nothing. That could hold 10 gallons of water. Okay then. I will give a water skin to Alette and Elaine. I think that should suffice us for an hour's travel, even in this heat. And then I'll make good berries. And give one to everybody.
Okay.
And so you you're basically satisfied and full for the entire day. So
Claudia will say, "Thank you, Basil. That is very considerate of you."
Yes, definitely. Thank you.
Well, being out here in this wasteland kind of reminds me of like before I ended up in Nicopolis, and I was kind of like living on my own and traveling through from my town to there and kind of just living out in the woods. And so I understand the needs that are present when out and not in society. And knowing we didn't really prepare to leave that quickly, not everybody's ready for instantaneous survival in the woods. And I will lead them in the direction that I flew.
So we're back up to full hit points again, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Except for Koltash.
Except for Koltash.
Except for Koltash.
Yeah. All right. There we go.
So I will lead them in the direction.
Okay. So as you are pulling Koltash's body out of the building.
Uh-huh.
The pendant flares the bright red. And then flares again bright red, and you watch as the wounds on his body begin to slowly close.
Oh, wow.
So maybe we don't need to go to Masanos.
Nope, he's still very much dead.
Oh, damn. Okay. I just thought maybe, like, you know, it's got like a 5-day wait period, and then you come back to life. You know, because it like recharges each day, so like each day its power is expended until like the last
Yeah,
thing.
he used the healing. He used the healing yesterday in combat.
Oh, so it's flaring today to heal him, but it can't bring him back to life. I gotcha. I gotcha.
So, no more raggedy, flaky bits of skin hanging off.
Nope. Those fall off, and the wounds are healed.
Even though he's still dead.
He's still dead.
Do you suffer from dry, flaky skin when you're dead? Well,
we got a cure for you.
Oh, you guys.
The heartbreak of psoriasis.
All right, so yeah, we'll lead them to the pathway.
All right. So you lead them about an hour's march away, where you find the two what looks like wagon ruts in the ground that appear to like create a road.
And that's leading southwest?
South, and one heading southwest, yes.
And the mountains were southeast.
Yep, one south, one southwest.
So we probably want to go southwest.
Yeah, because if it's looking like this way is the mountains, this way is south, and then this way is southwest, we want to go further southwest. Further away from the mountains, but continue in the southwardly direction. So, now that we have a trail, I mean, I can't keep scouting because we've put Koltash back on Bob to make travel easiest on us. But Nancy, what's your speed?
I think it's 30. Let me double check.
No, dwarf I think it's 25.
Is it?
25.
Okay, yeah, hang on.
Then we're traveling at the speed of the two shortest people. So instead of an hour, it's like an hour and 20 minutes.
Oh, it is 25. Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of an hour, it's like an hour 20 minutes.
As you guys head out in the morning, Alette and Elaine opt to remain behind in the estate.
To investigate what happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, but before we leave, I'll tell them.
Makes sense.
I'll say, please don't leave without us because we don't know how to use that teleportation circle.
Well, if all goes well, we will make it to Masanos and we can leave from there.
Do they have teleportation circles in Masanos?
That's how we got there.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
And how we left.
That's true. But we used your family's money for that one. You don't have that anymore.
No, I don't.
I mean, I have some money. I hope it won't be too expensive. I don't remember how much it did cost us to teleport. Like Jeff doesn't. I'm sure Basil does.
Pretty expensive.
Well,
With an intelligence of 14, he might.
In any case, it's a moot point. We have to go there. We cannot reasonably expect Elena and Alette to put their own plans on hold when they have their whole keep's worth of people to take care of and watch over. I
That's
can't
fair.
imagine that Binjorna would be happy to have all of that responsibility left on her shoulders alone.
That's fair.
I don't know what the fuck I just inhaled, but damn. Alright. So you guys are following the southwest one, you said, yes?
Yes.
Okay. So you begin heading southwest towards what you believe is Misanos. Moving at the speed of the shortest people in the group. So what usually is a morning to evening trip ends up being more like a morning to late evening, early night. The trip is pretty it's uneventful. Not a whole lot of wildlife in this area, but about halfway, maybe a little less than halfway, you start noticing the change in the landscape go from dried, half dead grassland to a more lush, very much alive grassland. And the transition is pretty slow, but it becomes more obvious the further southwest you go. And the walls of Misanos come into view, probably towards right in between lunch and dinner time, where you can actually see the walls on the horizon and make your way there. It's 4 o'clock, guys. Let's go ahead and take a quick break.
Okay, cool. I gotta go do something.
I guess okay. Drink. And we'll be right back. Probably gonna fuck around with
after these messages. We'll be right back.
Who wants to plug stuff? You know, I forgot to have you guys introduce yourselves.
Oh, we just dove right in. Well, I guess since everybody else walked away, I will remain here until somebody else gets back. And we did our plug at the top of the show, but I'll plug it again. If you scroll down, you can click on the big gigantic box that says donate to charity and donate to charity, which is Toys for Tots. It's that time of year where we want to help kiddos get stuff that they wouldn't otherwise have. So if you are feeling so moved to do so, although it's not required, please click that lovely, lovely box and give us stuff. The stuff you can give us is under donations, which Tanya went through earlier, and it's all pretty obvious right there. I mean, if you can read, then you can figure it out.
But Danny, what if they can't read?
Well, then that does pose a bit of a problem. Which means, I guess, I'll read them out. It's over $1. You can choose a common magic item to give one of us, and it won't disappear at the end of the charity period, unlike the $5 temporary rare magic item. Temporary meaning that it will disappear as soon as we switch to another charity. That is also the same for the temporary uncommon magic item for $3. $2 you can give us, the players, or an NPC like Alistair, an advantage or disadvantage. For $3, you can give us a D10 inspiration die. For $5, you can give us a critical success or failure. Don't do the failures, please. Don't do the failures.
Or do them. It's so much fun.
No. They never end well. $10 gives...
He doesn't know.
Let's just not go there. $10 gives the DM an NPC to use, and $15 gives the DM a villain to inflict upon us. But you don't want to do that, do you? I mean, for $15, that's 3 nat 20s right there. 3 nat 20s are better than 1 villain. Trust me. Trust me. And since we didn't do introductions, I'm Danny. I'm playing the part of the corpse. And temporarily playing Claudia with a very unfortunate, not quite Russian accent, doing things that I hope Alicia won't kill me for. I don't think I've done anything that she would object to. I don't think. And yeah, now that our illustrious DM is back, I can leave it in her capable hands and take my own break.
Yay! Yes, please take a break. Three nat 20s, almost enough to survive a battle. No doubt. Because I believe he did use a number of nat 20s in that combat against Otis's character. As well as... So, if you missed the last session, which was a month ago, I highly suggest going back and watching the combat between our guest Otis Law and our very own Coltashed Karn. It was very interesting. Coltash dropped to 0 hit points and went unconscious once. Used his Orcish resilience to come back up to 1 hit point. Dropped to 0 hit points twice. Actually didn't use the pendant he was given, flared to life, and healed him for that. Dropped to 0 hit points thrice. Failed 2 death saving throws as the creature he was facing off decided, you know what? You're dead, don't care. Stabbed him again. And then rolled a natural 20. A natural 20 on his final death saving throw. Which death saving throws take place at the beginning of a person's turn. So the natural 20 means he popped back up, or he woke back up with 1 hit point. 1 hit point. Stood up using half of his movement and booked it. While he was booking it, he used his action to disengage, so he didn't get an attack of opportunity. However, he could only move 15 feet. So he ran 15 feet. The Cinder Knight summarily followed and cut him down from behind. Cinder Knight used his second attack to again reduce him by 2 death saving throws. On Coltash's third death saving throw, he failed it, which means he rolled less than a 10. And then the character Coltash is officially dead. The character, the body, is dead. There are ways to bring characters back in D&D. In this campaign setting, the spells used for that are considered necromancy, and necromancy is really, really frowned upon. So, in order to negate that, the group that they're working with has crafted some pendants that will either heal them, which we saw, or if they fail all the death saving throws, instead of the god of the dead coming and taking their soul and doing with it what he will, the pendant absorbs it, making it easier for our group to hopefully restore the dead body to life. So if you have not seen last session, go watch it. It's a nail biter.
It was pretty awesome.
It was definitely a nail biter. Like, oh god,
It really was.
he's down. Oh wait, he's up. He's down. Oh wait, no, he's up. He's down. Oh shit, 2 deaths. Oh, he's up.
And then he's down.
He's down again. What's gonna happen? Oh, he failed. Shit, he's dead. That nat 20 roll for your death saving throw was the fucking best. That was the absolute best. Anyway, we are all back.
Yes.
So, towards the early evening, you see the walls of Masanos come into view, and continue your trek towards the city. Late evening, more towards early night, you make the journey and arrive at the walls of Masanos and near a gate that is currently closed. What would you like to do?
The gate to Masanos is currently closed?
Yes, it's night. It's dark out.
Okay. Do we see any torchlight?
Yep.
Like, do they have ramparts?
Yep. You can see some torchlight up top. You can see in the gate, it's a wooden gate. There's also a smaller door in the gate with the standard barred little flap that'll open up.
Claudia, do you mind hailing them? I'm a bit small and I don't think they'll see me through that little door, that little window.
Very well.
Okay.
I guess she'll walk up and knock.
Okay. You walk up and
Hello? Hello?
on the gate. You can you knock and you wait a few moments, and from above you, some light shines over the wall as a torch is held out over the stone, and you can see a head peek out. Hey, who goes there?
Weary travelers.
We bring a fallen member of your order. Or of the order.
Sodar.
Okay. He kind of leans out a little more, torchlight a little further out. He's holding like arm's length out. I don't see so well in the dark. Could you,
I walk forward with Bob. Like, Bob's kind of like floating like 5 feet off the ground a little bit. You know, kind of like a floating stretcher.
Okay.
And it kind of just maneuvers sideways to show Coltash.
Still dark. Got any light down there?
Claudia does have light as a cantrip, so she will cast light on Coltash's breastplate to make his body glow.
Alright. He's looking down. Alright. He, you don't hear him say that because he's talking to himself. You do watch him lean back back onto the rampart. Torchlight leaves. You hear. You can still hear him yelling, and it's kind of a muffled yell. I open the door. There's one of ours out there. Several moments go by, and you can hear wood scraping on wood as you presume the bar is lifted, and the door slowly opens inward on some creaky, rusted hinges.
Claudia will proceed through, assuming that everyone will follow her.
Yeah.
Recall will follow.
And who are we greeted by? Anyone in particular?
You are greeted by what looks like just a standard watchman. You're bringing back one of our own, are you?
Well, we're bringing him back to be revived.
If possible. Can
Sodar.
You contact Shiri for us?
Certainly tried. What were you saying, Jeff?
The death god. The god of death. Is that Ilaris?
Iwaris, yeah.
Iwaris.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, when you say bring him back, he's giving you, like, this weird fucking look.
His soul has not gone yet to Ilaris. I think it's possible.
Yeah, we can get Shiri for you. He's still giving you this very strange look. Because, as you recall, all of the spells to bring something back are considered necromancy. Yeah, we can get Shiri. Why don't you wait here, and we'll send a runner. And he indicates there's a small guardhouse near the gate. You can rest inside if you'd like.
That would be nice.
And he himself walks towards the guardhouse as well, and grabs. There's a not small, but there's a youngish individual at the guardhouse dressed similar to what Koltash was dressed as prior to his sparkly new armor. The sigil of the Order of Aggression on his person, young member or a young initiate, and the guard sends him running, tells him to get Shiri and be quick about it, and gives him a kick in the pants to get him moving. What would you guys like to do while you wait?
Is there any place close by to go get something to eat? Like a
noodle cart?
Yeah, or is there a tavern or an inn anywhere nearby?
They're asking us to wait at the guard post by the gate.
They're specifically asking you to wait.
All right. Well,
because
you
mentioned raising the dead.
When we are alone enough, Claudia will say to Basil, do not talk about raising the dead again. Remember.
Okay.
Oh, my cat's just snoring, and it's the cutest sound ever.
I'll look at the guard. I was only joking. We're here to make him a scarecrow.
Claudia will surreptitiously whack Basil on the shoulder.
Recall burst.
Okay.
Of course, he'll look nice.
About an hour or so goes by before the youngish individual returns, and a few minutes behind him, there is Shiri. She looks over the group, recognizing Claudia and Basil, and Koltesh, but not Recall. She moves up to Koltash's body on Bob, and it's good that you returned him. We can seek proper burial rites.
I'm looking at Claudia, like...
Tell her now.
His soul is not lost.
Tell her a little bit more than that.
Do you see the necklace upon his neck? It contains his soul. It was given to us by powerful people. And it has healing properties. It can't heal the dead, but it keeps his soul from going to Awaris. I know.
She like pokes, like fingers the necklace. Like, that's very powerful necromantic magics.
Well, we're kind of on a mission to stop really bad shit from happening. So I don't really care.
Perhaps you should come with me, because there's like guards like just watching this whole thing happen.
I touch Bob.
Uh-huh.
And I look at her and I go, we aren't your enemies. We are chosen by gods to do something they can't seem to do themselves. We didn't ask for this.
You should still, like, she's like looking around at the guards and I'm like, maybe you should just come with me.
Yes, perhaps we'd better. And kind of drags Basil along a little bit to forestall any further conversation.
Okay. But I'm still touching Bob and I'm looking at the guards and I have a look of just try me. I dare you. Just try it.
No, they're not. They're just like, the fuck is going on?
Basil, bring Bob and come along.
Okay.
That's what they're like. They're just looking like, what the shit just happened? They look a little confused, a little dumbfounded, a little like, is he a little, you know?
And Claudia will kind of do on the side of her body away from Basil.
And I'm like looking at each one like giving them like crazy eyes. Just this little deep gnome just giving them crazy eyes.
All right.
But I don't instruct Bob to do anything. But I'm definitely like walking there right next to Bob, just in case I need to.
Shiri leads you through the streets of Masanos, to a modest sized home. And please, you're welcome to stay with me tonight. There's still food. It looks like you've traveled a long way. I would like a moment alone with Koltash's body.
Very well, and thank you for your hospitality.
Alright. So she leads you all into what is her dining room. And she's not real high up in the order progression, but she's high enough where she's mentoring the initiates coming in, so she has a little bit of clout and pull and a little bit of money, or at least a little bit of standing in the community. She has a few servants, and she directs them to see to her needs, and when the needs of eating and what have you is fulfilled, to show you to some guest rooms. All right. What would you guys like to do? And I'm gonna get to Shiri's interactions with Koltash's body here in just a minute.
I'm kinda doing like that with my fingers on Bob.
Okay. She has some servants take Koltash's body off into a separate room.
Oh yeah, I know, but I'm just sitting there impatiently waiting.
Okay.
Recall is going to find something to eat and then find a bath.
Food is brought out.
Okay.
Food is brought out.
Okay.
When you are done eating, the servants will direct you to a guest room, and if you choose to let them know, hey, I'd also like a bath, they will bring you some water.
Sweet.
Draw a bath for you.
That's what I'm going to do.
Claudia will also ask for the same.
Okay. And Basil? You're still just gonna sit there in the dining room and wait?
Basil's gonna wait the whole time.
Basil's gonna wait.
Basil stinks to high hell from traveling all day, but he's gonna wait.
Okay. Alright. So, Basil's gonna sit in the dining room. Is Basil gonna at least eat?
Basil doesn't need to eat. He had a good berry. I mean,
everybody did, but they still wanted to eat.
There's the action of eating. I mean, I guess could help pass time, but okay. Basil is just staring at the door that Koltash left through.
Okay.
And just waiting, and like each of his fingers traveling on Bob are just changing the color on Bob.
Okay.
And so
a few moments.
Just doing that. He's just waiting.
So. As Basil's waiting, Recall and Claudia eat some dinner, and they're not hungry, but it's the motions. It's habit. Even though they don't actually need the nourishment. So they eat something, and go to their rooms to get their bath and then rest for the evening.
I start working
shortly after they leave, Shiri comes out of the room where Koltash's body was taken, and sees you, Basil, still sitting in the dining room. Are you not, is our fare not to your liking?
She says that to me?
Yeah.
I'm not hungry.
Perhaps you'd like to then rest for the evening? We can discuss this further in the morning.
Can you not bring him back now?
It's been a long, trying day.
I don't know you.
Listen, lady, let me tell you about...
I haven't traveled. I understand you're of the same order as Koltash.
My Koltash's mentor.
Oh.
I saw him rise through the fighting pits to become a full-fledged member of the Order Progression.
In that case, I will say this. You do anything, or anyone within your order does anything to prevent him from coming back, I will not stop. And I go off to whatever room I'm allowed to go in and sleep.
Alright. They escort you to a guest room. And one of the servants asks if you would like a bath.
Sure. But Bob is with me the entire time.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, so you and Bob is up there with you as you take your bath, and you pass the night. Alright. Koltash. Your soul has been... You feel as if you've been trapped for an eternity. Even though the time past has only been about 24 hours. And you know it hasn't been very long because you can sense and feel everything going on around you. From within this pendant. There's no movement. Your being, your essence, is trapped inside of a box, so to speak. You're aware of the travels. You're aware of everything that's been going on. You're aware that your helmet was used as a bucket.
I'm going to answer for that. I know I am. But...
You're also aware that Basil cleaned your armor. And the world surrounding the pendant, surrounding your little box you're in, is dark. And then a faint ball of light arrives. And standing over your body is a figure that you can't quite make out, but you recognize the voice. It's Shiri. You can sense that it's late, it's dark, everything has been dark for a while. She comes in, looks at you, and leaves. More time goes by, and another light emerges with another individual. But at this point in time, everybody's asleep. Another light arrives, and an individual standing over your corpse again speaks to you, and you recognize the voice of Shiri. You can't answer because you're a glowing entity of soul. You realize that morning your body had been healed. You felt a flare from your box, this weird sensation. And now again, Shiri is standing over you. Your world jostles. And Shiri's voice comes through. I know your friends have the best of intentions. But what they've done, and while I'm not a follower of Erwaris, I cannot, with a clear conscience, allow necromancy to stand in this world. And you feel your world jostle some more. And you can sense your box moving further away from your body. Not so far that you can't still sense it. You suspect you're probably in the same room. And Shiri says, "It pains me to see one of my mentees fall before myself. You should have survived. You should have been... You should have been the one to step up in my place and lead. Your box is placed, your little world is placed somewhere, and you stop moving. It is unfortunate," her voice comes through again, "that this is what I must do. And you don't sense it, but you feel it. Crack! Your world, your box,
She could break a magic item?
cracks. You can see a small crack form around you. Yeah, she can break a magic item.
Damn!
And I would like everybody who is asleep, Claudia, Basil, and Recall, make perception checks with disadvantage because you are asleep.
You bitch. I clicked the button, I didn't do it. I'm clicking it.
There it is.
we go.
17. 12. Sorry, 12. 12, 5, and 12. Recall, Basil. You're having this weird dream where you hear a sound. You're not sure where the fuck it came from, but you hear a weird noise in your dream.
Is it enough to wake me up?
No.
Okay.
No, not with 12.
Okay.
Koltesh, your little world shifts again. And then remains still. And again. More cracks emerge. Guys, make another perception check.
Come on, baby. Fuck! I want to use a nat 20, but I don't want to fuck up the narrative.
Yeah.
So I'm rolling.
19.
It was my kind of thing
19.
too.
Claudia thinks, like, just,
Thank you.
it's like you hear something outside your room, but you're not sure what it is. It's enough to bring you to a somewhat semi-aware state. Enough that your next check will not be made with disadvantage. Again, Koltash, your world shifts and moves almost as if Shiri is inspecting the pendant. Placed down again and again, aloud. More cracks emerge. Enough so that you can feel yourself being pulled away from the small world that you've known for less than about 24 hours. Everybody make another perception check. Claudia does not have disadvantage. (18, 16, and 11. Recall. You think you hear something. No, this is legit. You think you legitimately hear something now.
Okay, so okay.
So you're aware. You're aware of your surroundings now. You're not necessarily asleep. You're kind of in that middle area between sleep and awake, where you no longer have disadvantage.
Okay.
And Koltash, another final. Another final crash, and your box shatters. Make another perception check.
Fucking tits.
13. Yeah, no, you definitely heard something.
Okay.
Recall.
I get up.
There was definitely a very loud crashing noise from downstairs.
Okay. I get up
Okay.
and head out to go check out what it is.
Okay. Back to Shiri and Koltesh.
I'm assuming Claudia just thinks, well, she's in an unfamiliar place, and...
Yeah, she's like, maybe I didn't hear anything. Basil, nothing. Basil's fucking passed out.
I'm pissed. Jeff is pissed.
Aww. The natural 20 wouldn't have worked anyways, because it just would have been your other roll. Because you're rolling with disadvantage unless you use 2.
Burn 2 nats.
Burn 2 nats. Koltesh, your world is shattered. What you were trapped in is now gone. And your soul, wafts free. The pendant flares one last time. And you feel yourself being thrust, pushed away from it, pushed towards an area in this room that you can sense is where your body is. And several minutes go by, and Shiri turns. What the?
Stupid
You
bitch.
hear the voice of Shiri go, "What?"
Now she has to kill you because you're a zombie.
She is standing there with a very large mace raised over her head, ready for this next strike that she didn't have to do. And she turns, she's like, "What?"
So I had this intake of breath.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
And you probably coughed.
Yes, and then...
Recall, you're heading down the stairs at this point. You hear hacking going on.
Oh, then I head right on in.
Alright. You see Shiri on one end of the room, mace upraised. Koltesh's body, like, racked with coughs.
Okay. Does she look threatening?
I mean, she's got a mace raised over her head. She doesn't look like she's pissed. She looks at you, she's like, "Oh shit!"
Okay. Is there anything close by in the room that I can grab as a weapon?
There's, I mean, in this room?
Well, Koltesh's
there's a letter
longsword is on his back.
Do what? Okay. Well, the first thing I'm gonna do is run in front of, but in between the two.
Okay.
And, and look menacing, and, I guess, try to grab Koltesh's, greatsword.
Alright.
It's
That's gonna be difficult. He's laying on his greatsword.
Oh, he's laying on it. Okay, well then
no,
I'll just stand there at this point.
Yeah. Actually, sorry, not greatsword.
Sword.
Great axe.
Okay.
Great axe.
Yeah. Yeah, they probably would have placed it like on top of his body where he's gripping it like here with the
in
axe
preparation
head
for
down.
burial.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and so, yeah, I'm gonna, if I can, I'm gonna grab it and
Okay, so you go to
stand in
grab.
between.
Does Koltesh relinquish his hold on his great axe?
Well, if he was like this and came to coughing, he probably would have loosened his grip, and
Yes,
he would have probably. So it probably would have been knocked off him and fallen off to one side.
Okay.
Or
by the
at
way,
least the handle would have
Koltesh, you
swung.
were completely aware of everything that happened.
And Recall is gonna say very as menacingly as possible, not to Koltesh, that make your next move very carefully.
What? No, wait. What? Stop. Stop.
And takes up a defensive posture.
You spit out a little bit of dried blood.
No. Yum.
And probably some gobs of dirt and sand
and maybe a tooth.
No, because the thing healed me.
Oh yeah. Well,
so
then you spit out the tooth that it healed. You spit out the fractured tooth that is been healed over.
Okay. How do I feel? Do I feel tired? Do I have any energy? Am I able to move normally?
You feel exhausted. That was quite an ordeal.
Yes.
And as a soul in a box, you didn't really need to sleep.
Right.
Yeah, you have 2 levels of exhaustion.
Okay. Recall, stop.
Okay, Recall's going to turn around and just glance at Koltesh and glance at what's-her-mug. And just stand there.
What did you do? I mean, how did this... I thought... I mean...
You know, you heard what Cherie said. You know what her intentions were.
No. I mean, what did? I mean, Koltesh is the only thing he can think of is that she did something because he wasn't expecting to go back into his body. He was expecting to, I'm dead and there I go.
Oh, I did nothing.
And I'm still asleep?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So is Claudia.
So is Claudia.
Alright.
These people that we met gave us these necklaces, and
yours is now destroyed.
And I fell. And it was a good death. It was a really good death, actually. That was a pretty kick-ass death. And then he'll start beginning to go into a blow-by-blow with Cherie, telling her exactly what happened and how he died.
It's late. Maybe over breakfast or lunch or dinner.
Or something. Okay. But it was, yeah, but then I didn't actually, I mean, my body, and then I was in that. And then I've been in that ever since until, because, yeah.
Yes, I
was ready to go on because that was a kick-ass death. I mean, I should have gone to Sodar, and that would have been awesome because, I mean, in the history of, like, deaths, that was, like, pretty high tier death material. But I'm not. I'm here again. And I'm confused by that.
You're not the only one. And she turns back to this now shattered stone, this pendant.
And I'm presuming they're both shattered, not just the white one.
Yes. I mean, she went to town on it. Because it's a magic item. You can kind of see, like, on her mace that she's not holding. She's not, hey, it's not like this anymore. She now is holding on to it down to the side. You can see a brief shimmer in the dark, because there's just a single candle illuminating this room.
Yeah.
A brief shimmer in the dark of, like, fire-colored shimmer over top it, so it's... You get the sense, get the idea that it's probably a magical weapon. She turns back to the pennant and scoops it up, and places it inside of a handkerchief or a piece of cloth and folds it up and places it into a pocket. She says, "I'm very interested in how that happened."
It's kind of weird, but then the people we met were kind of weird, too. Weird people. Nice, well, mostly nice. Well, nice-ish. Well, one of them was... jury's out on her. But...
Oh.
Anyway. It's late, isn't it?
Yes, you look very haggard. Perhaps you'd like to rest.
I am really tired. And as soon as he says that, the full weight of the exhaustion hits him. Mm-hmm. And he, kind of almost falls over. He kind of starts to fall forward towards the table that she was smashing the thing on. And
she moves forward catches
him. Catches himself, sort of, but his arms buckle a little bit.
Yeah, Shiri moves forward to steady you. Well, my servants have already gone. I can show you to a room.
Okay, that's fine.
Raquel hasn't stood down yet, by the way. She still has your sword. Your sword.
Oh, and he'll just great axe, and he'll just reach out and take it from her. Oh, thanks for holding that for me. Just completely matter of factly.
No.
Sure. Alright.
And then he'll look down at himself like, oh, I still have a lot of polishing to do. I'll do that tomorrow.
Fair. She leads you upstairs, helps you up them, shows you to a room, and that's where we'll call it for the evening. It is almost 5 o'clock.
Nice.
Basil missed it all.
Basil's gonna kill somebody.
Shiri might actually mention to Koltash that his small friend seemed to be very, very protective and insistent on bringing you back, so much so that threats were made.
Oh, you don't have to pay him any mind. He's like that.
All my lies coming back to bite me in the ass. Son of a bitch. Here's Basil being noble AF and nothing.
Well,
we'll see next session.
Yes.
When we're woken up in the morning and we're at breakfast and you're alive.
Koltash will probably be down there first, chowing down on bacon.
Koltash is probably going to sleep in, considering he is exhausted 2 levels.
Oh, right. Okay, so you're at dinner.
You essentially haven't slept for like 2 days.
Or breakfast the next day. Perhaps.
No, Basil's gonna want to see the body the next day.
I'm definitely. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and when it's not there... Did she leave the gem out? Is the gem sitting out?
No, she wrapped it up in a handkerchief and tucked it away.
Okay.
She is very interested in studying that.
Because if Basil saw that and no body...
I mean, she got what she could. I guess with a high enough investigation.
Bob might go on a rampage.
By the way, it's never really been addressed, but if Basil bursts into Koltash's room the next morning, he will find
naked.
He will find Koltash's armor laid out as if there were somebody in it, but it's just empty, just flat on its back because Koltash likes to lay his armor out so he can put it on piece by piece from the feet up.
Now, are you like?
And then he will be on his.
Huh? Is it laying next to you like this, like in the bed?
Not in the bed, on the ground.
Okay.
And then he will be in the bed, completely covered with a blanket.
Okay. All right. That was a good session.
Okay.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, I was gonna see, where are you gonna take him? Who are you gonna try and see? Are you gonna look for another necromancer like you did in Claudiopolis? Or you went right to a cleric. Oh, yeah.
Stupid.
Well, it was the obvious thing to do.
Basil being one that doesn't worship any gods and is kind of been bamboozled into being a part of, having a god because his dad's an asshole. Does not give any shits about these people's reservations for necromancy. As long as it's not zombies or ghouls, he doesn't care.
That cat wants your attention now.
And while Claudia has an uncomfortable relationship with the divine, she knows that Koltash would want to go back to his people.
Yeah.
And that would be the appropriate thing to do.
All right, guys. Thank you, everybody, for joining us and chilling out with us in chat and whatnot. We'll be back hopefully next week. Nobody's traveling as far as I know, right? Maybe.
Nope.
No?
Yeah, I'll be here.
Right. And we'll see if Basil shits himself.
He already smells bad enough.
No,
he took a bath.
Okay. All right.
We'll see if Basil shits himself when he discovers Koltash alive.
And has to take another bath.
Anyway.
2 baths in as many days? The horror.
What?
How dare you make Basil get rid of his dirt?
I'll be back tomorrow night with some Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Other than that, let's go ahead and tell us who you are and where we can find you on the internet, Nancy.
Oh, well, let's see. Nancy is IS Cheeky Poo no, actually it's Diazanon on Twitter, and in World of Warcraft, Diazanon, Pandaris, Bumwaller. So there you go.
On the Moonguard server.
On the Moonguard server.
All right. And Jeff?
You can find me on the internet at Twitter at monkeyface2014. But that's about it.
All right. Danny?
And I'm Toonarth in chat. I'm Colin65 on Twitter, where I don't really do much but retweet this and play WoW, which I've been doing lately with Nancy. We've been leveling up some characters together on Moonguard and having fun. So if you see Paladar, the Paladin, that would be me.
Challenge him to one-on-one combat and then kill him.
Well,
yes, because I am leveling
right?
a Paladin
Yep.
right now.
All right. And unfortunately, Alicia could not make it today. She is not feeling well. She's a sad panda. You can find her at NNG9 on Twitter. I believe it's NNG98 on
It is. Yeah.
Twitch.
On Twitch, yes.
And
she's in a bunch of stuff. So
she's in a bunch of stuff. She's in a game on Saturday. She's in a game on Monday. I don't fucking know what she's in anymore. She tries to stream when her internet isn't shit, and she swears a lot. Like, every other word will be a cuss word, especially if she's playing Kingdom Hearts, because Donald is a piece of shit.
He doesn't know how to heal people.
He is the most worthless person in Kingdom Hearts, or so Alicia says.
Oh, he is. I've seen it. I've seen it firsthand.
I mean, I've seen it too. But I want to give the duck, the benefit of the adult. Maybe she's just not utilizing him to his full potential.
No.
Maybe it's just poor management on Alicia's part.
No, Donald gets no benefits of the doubts.
Even if you manage him correctly, he's still like, oh, you want to heal? Thundara! Piece of shit.
I'll be back next week to see what happens. Until then, y'all have a good one. Enjoy your week if you can. If not, just tolerate it. That's what I do.
Yep. This too shall pass.
Absolutely.
Just like
and it is December,
stones.
so it's close to Christmas. So yay! I guess I don't like the holidays, so I'm just doing whatever.
Hey,
else does.
at least it means paid time off. So there's that.
Kinda.
Anyway, y'all have a good one. We are going to gonna head out for the evening, and we'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.